Greetings, everyone, in this ethnic studies course. My name is Jake Darling, and this is my presentation on the importance of cultural expression for Indigenous women and Indians. And to the bottom left corner, you will see an image of a Indigenous woman getting her face painted with the markings of her native people, and to the bottom right you will see Indian artists with paintings of Indian art in the background. Oh, there we go. Okay, so my introduction to this project, the event I attended is the Murdered and Missing Indigenous Woman Plus event at West Valley College. And it was a really good event. I learned a lot from it. And quick description of this event is about a movement that advocates for the end of violence against Native women and Two-Spirit individuals, to honor and pay respect to missing and murdered Indigenous women, to spread awareness about the discrimination women face in media and other subjects, and to teach people about the importance of the roles women fill in their lives, our lives, and communities. And the other location I visited is Gallery 9 in Los Altos, which is really interesting because it was pretty close by to me. It's only a 20-minute drive, and it was a really nice place. It was a nice little art gallery. But Gallery 9 has a variety of neat art pieces from many different artists. I will be discussing art created by an Indian artist named Rajini Prasad and the cultural significance of her art. And I feel like that a lot of it lies within what her art is about, the themes, and what it has to do with connecting to her culture and how, she presents it, how she shares it with people. So, moving on to the next slide. What are some cultural expressions Indians have? Two cultural expressions Indians have are found in their arts, such as paintings and their greeting message when they say, when they welcome someone. They say namaste, which is a common greeting meaning I bow to you, and is used as a sign of respect and to acknowledge another person's divinity. And namaste also forms a spiritual connection between two people, too, or has the intent of sometimes. So that's also good to keep in mind. And it is a respectful greeting, and it is a religious greeting, and it's a pleasant way to welcome someone. And these are images of paintings made by Rajini Prasad, and her artwork of landscapes in her paintings depict fish and birds that are very abstract and beautiful to look at. You can see the detail in the patterns on the fish and birds are pretty abstract, and they have bright colors like yellow, blue, orange, and then the other one has darker colors like brown, like a more tan, almost kind of coffee-like colors. But then you see the birds. The birds are green. The flowers are blue. There's another orange bird there. There's also a blue bird. And the border is really nice. It's rectangles, black and white, kind of gray. And then in her other paintings, we see colors like pink, blue, orange with a bit of yellow, green, and it's just, really easy to appreciate such fine detail and color choice or color palette in these artworks because they really stand out from a lot of the other works in the gallery too, I noticed. So and they had similar themes of nature and like animals, and a lot of other artists did those works too, that were similar, maybe not in the same art style, but definitely had similar ideas. And I think these pieces are very significant. What challenges do Indigenous women face, and what are some of their cultural expressions? Indigenous women face discrimination in media portrayal and workplaces. Uh, and as previously seen, Indigenous women are victims of going missing and murder, and unfortunately also suffer from other unfair treatments like stereotypes and hate speech. Also, let me just undo that space there real quick. Okay, check my recording time. All right, I'm going to speed this up a little bit because I didn't know I was already 6 minutes in, and I got to finish this. So, okay, so Indigenous women also from their cultures, their cultural expressions from multiple cultures like to perform a fancy shawl dance, which is a dance where there is jumping and waving of a shawl in an outfit with bright colors and patterns. And as you can see, you get some orange, yellow, green, blue, you get and red. You get a bit of everything with these nice outfits that are usually handmade too. So, and also to the right of that is like um, the stereotype kind of depictions of these women, and it's a cartoon about it, and yeah. And then this is just a little continued part of that slide is that they're also very active cookers in their cultures. And below is a picture of a woman making chapati, which is a common Indian flatbread. Analysis and key findings that I found. The speakers and presenters at the MMIW Plus event discussed the important messages and meaning of the language they speak in their culture and shared it with the audience, as well as gave live examples of their gifting traditions for their families. There was a husband and wife, and the husband gifted his wife a blanket, which is a very nice and thoughtful gift, and it's a also ties back to the cultural expression because it's part of their culture. That's like one of their traditional gifts they give down. So very nice. And another nice thing that was brought to attention by the presenters was their dances and songs of prayers to spirits that they performed in front of the audience, which is also beautiful because their previous generations of families performed the same songs to their current so their current performance in a way honored the work of the past performances that led to their moment to perform it. A picture of the crowd and the stage from this event can be found on the next slide. Course concept and theme connections. The MMIW Plus event has many connections to concepts we learned in the Ethnic Studies course, such as how Native Americans are the first to settle on the land we currently live on, and that the hardships they face are still prominent in their communities today, and that everyone should be aware and respectful of their presence on our land because they wish to live peacefully with us and not have any trouble or quarrels with anyone. And the Gallery 9 location I visited displayed Virginia Prasad's artwork of nature and wild animals, which connects to the themes of religion and cultural expression. In this case, Indian religion and cultural expression, because the birds and fish in her paintings are animals, and some of the religious figures in certain Indian religions have physical animal like features and depictions, and the landscape she painted can be connected to Indian culture expression because they cherish and love their land because it is a key part of the growth of their communities, cities, and homes. Reflection. What I learned from these events. What I learned from attending the MMIW Plus event and visiting Gallery 9 in Los Altos was there are bigger issues in the world that people should be focusing more attention and resources into solving, such as the violence against Indigenous women and all women and the mistreatment of them is not okay. And I feel like that is part of, bigger issue that should be solved. Have more attention, obviously, and of course the resources. So, and the value of cultural expression, whether it is Indian or any other cultural expression form, is very important to a lot of people. And now I can better understand and gauge the measurement of appreciation that people dedicate to their cultural expressions because of what I learned from Rajini Prasad's art in Gallery 9. Conclusion: I found the MMIW event plus event and Prasad's art pieces at Gallery 9 to be thoughtful, inspirational, respectable, admirable, informative, and resourceful. One more thing I would like to add to follow up with this statement is that I believe more places and events related to these subjects should take notes and references from these two things, because I feel like it would make newer events and places more presentable and appealing to a wider range of people. Definitely, you could get bigger crowds, I feel like, larger audience, more awareness, and I feel like that's very important to always have, is that knowledge too. So, reflection questions and questions or comments. So, my reflection questions for you guys is, after watching this presentation, how would you bring awareness to subjects like the ones reviewed from the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women Plus event? And how do you practice your cultural expression, or how does someone else you know practice their cultural expression? And if anyone has any other questions or comments, feel free to let me know in the replies. Thank you for watching my presentation, and have a good day.